Imagine teaching in New Zealand or becoming a medical assistant in Malawi after high school.
We're going to find out how on this edition of Gen Y.
On today's show, if you're thinking about taking a gap year after high school, we will tell you all about the Lattitude program.
And teens finding their artistic side at the Neighbourhood Art School.
I've made so many friends while I've been here.
Also, how a group of youth are hoping to make a difference at the Surrey Leadership Action Conference.
See all this and more right now on Generation Y.
Hello, and welcome to Gen Y, a show for the youth and by the youth. I'm Lindsey.
And I'm Helen. Today we'll be bringing you stories on different topics of interest to us teens.
Up first, we have reporter Ben introducing us to the Lattitude program, which provides real-life education for after high school graduation.
So what else does it give you? Well, just in terms of practical things, it definitely boosts your resume. I mean, it's like...
Lattitude is a nonprofit organization that was founded in the UK, and it is about global volunteering for youth ages 17 to 24. It's really important to consider a gap year because students are actually quite burnt out after high school. It's a chance for them to really develop themselves as young people. And the research actually from the Ivy League schools is showing now that kids that take a gap year are doing much better, not only in their university education, but afterwards in life.
Why do you think it's important to consider a gap year in between high school and post-secondary school?
So often kids, when they are in high school, are not quite sure what they want to do with their lives. When we do these kinds of experiences, it gives meaning to our life and purpose to our life, and it will open up ideas of what maybe our passions are.
As they watched the presentation, the students started to think about where they would go and what they would do if they chose the traveling option.
I think they're amazing programs and that they should be offered to anyone around here. Like the amount of experience you get from them is just, it's like astonishing to me. I think it's so cool and I would love to be a part of one.
It's pretty important to travel after high school?
I think it's really important to travel after high school because it allows you kind of to like find yourself and I guess in a way like start your own journey after high school. It allows you to become more independent and yeah, I think it's an amazing opportunity to travel after high school. For me personally, I would love to go anywhere in Africa or like the Oceania, so like Fiji or Ghana.
What are your thoughts on programs like Lattitude?
Well, I think Lattitude is really good if you don't really know where to go after high school and you want to have some experience with volunteer work and kind of to explore the world at the same time. I think it's important to travel after high school because it kind of gives someone an idea of like what they want to be. Like if you want to go into it, like become a teacher, then you can go to like these places to like teach kids and like, or if you want to go to medical school, you can go and like actually in Japan, you can actually do some stuff like that.
So what are your thoughts about programs like Lattitude?
I think it's just like a really unique experience and it'd be just a life-changing experience to get to do, and I think it would be an amazing thing to do.
So do you think it's important to travel after high school?
Yeah, I think it's really important. Like you get to learn about, who you are and you get to learn about other countries and other people and help out in different communities and different places and a lot of other people.
So do you have an idea about where you might want to go if you were to do a program like this?
I have no idea. I'd go anywhere, to be honest. I love traveling. If they could stick me anywhere and I'd be happy.
Parents may be nervous about their child going across the world, so Karen has some comforting words for them.
In terms of the parents of the kids, some of the parents need a little bit of reassuring. They need to know that their kids are going to be sort of in a safe environment and they're going to have a growth experience. And some of their fears actually revolve around the idea that the kids may not return to school. So what we suggest is that the kids do get their university acceptance before they leave, if that's their plan.
Wow, I have so many decisions to make after grade 12. Not only what school to go to, but maybe what country. For more information, you can visit latitudecanada.org. This is Ben signing out for Gen Y.
Thanks, Ben. I don't know about you, Lindsey, but the idea of traveling back to England to where I was born to either teach or volunteer makes me super excited.
That would be super cool. And doing it through an established program like Lattitude makes the process so much easier and safer.
Exactly. Now we talked to Rebecca Mitchell, a counselor, about the topic of teens and anxiety, and we learned that sometimes you need to just breathe. We hear the terms anxiety and stress all the time. So today we are at the Wishing Star Clinic in South Surrey to learn more.
So basically, anxiety is just a feeling of being unsafe or uneasy, having apprehension or feeling restless. Anxiety, the term, I think gets overused quite a bit. And if we change our language a bit, instead of saying that we're feeling anxiety or feeling anxious, to the idea that we're feeling alarmed, that's a lot closer to the physiological truth of what's happening in our bodies.
We all know that being a teen is not easy, and Rebecca shared some of the common stresses that face today's teens.
As a teen, we're growing up, we're facing the idea that eventually we're going to be leaving home and separating from family. We're fitting into a new setting, so we're going into high school. There's so many different kids and different classes. Am I fitting in with my peers?
If you were experiencing stress or anxiety, Rebecca had some ideas on how to cope.
Are we getting enough sleep? That's hard for a lot of teens, right? We can start to flip our schedules and stay up later and sleep in later. But if we're not getting enough rest, it's so much harder to cope with just day-to-day stresses. Are we eating well, right? Are we eating the foods that are going to keep us fueled and have energy to cope with the things that we're going to be facing on a day-to-day basis? And one of the cautions, especially for teens, is to understand how caffeine works. So the nervous system is meant to alert us and get us moving. And so caffeine has the exact same effect. So imagine if we're already feeling alarmed and then we add caffeine on top of that, we're going to be like super alarmed. With stress and alarm, a lot of frustration can build up. So if we're moving our bodies, it's also getting that frustration out. And it can be maybe running, if that's what you're into, walking, yoga. Yoga is a great form of exercise. Breathing is a really super helpful tool because our alarm system is a physiological reaction.
So I often feel that I'm anxious when I'm the passenger in a car. Could you teach me how I can calm down my alarm system?
So remember, when you're feeling anxious or nervous, that means your alarm system is activated. And so with the breathing, we want to focus on really slowing it down. And so if you're able to do that, it's not even physiologically possible to stay alarmed. So I'm going to look like a conductor of your breath, and I'm going to use my finger to just show you the pace. Now you want to try and breathe through your belly. And let's keep our mouths closed when we breathe in and breathe out because that helps, okay? So if we follow my finger, so breathing in and out slowly. You're automatically starting to slow your heart rate down, your blood pressure down. If you feel any tension, sometimes I have kids like try and squeeze your shoulders really tight and then breathe out, and they automatically just melt. You can't stay tense. It's not possible when you slow down your breathing.
It's true that we all experience alarm-raising situations, but at what point do we need to get help?
Our alarm system is meant to be activated only for acute moments of stress. It's not meant to be chronically activated. We're not wired that way, and things start to go really sideways. You're more agitated than not. You're feeling restless. You can't concentrate and focus at school anymore. It's hard to get a good night's sleep because you just can't really wind your mind down. It is getting in the way of relationships because maybe you're snapping at friends more or snappy at home. That's a time to go and look for help and support.
I really enjoyed doing that story because I learned exactly what anxiety is and what its causes are.
Yeah, those are some really useful tips. Stay tuned because after the break, we catch up with some Surrey youth who spent a weekend learning leadership skills. Also after the break, an art school in South Surrey where teens are getting creative. And we will find out how being strong isn't about being mean.
Gen Y will be right back.
I think the Sea to Sky Trail is very unique in the fact that people with different disabilities, different levels of disabilities, maybe not even disabilities, maybe someone with a stroller or someone who just has a hard time walking. Just having a trail of this extent, going through the wilderness the way that it does, we never get to see that anywhere, and we never get to use something like that anywhere. You don't have to be disabled, but just to be out with your friends, your family, it's so important and it's so rewarding.
We are kids. Wish kids.
10,000 kids.
We are brave.
We are strong.
We are fighters.
Some days are good, some days are bad.
Some of us make it.
Some of us don't.
My wish will make me strong.
The Children's Wish Foundation of Canada.
Does a wish make a difference?
You bet.
You bet.
Imagine the difference a wish can make.
Only 2 more needles till my wish.
Please give today.
Welcome back to Gen Y.
We're here in the art studio at Elgin Park Secondary School in South Surrey, learning about all the amazing teens that make the Lower Mainland great. And now we're going to meet some teens who spend time out of their school day to learn more about the world of art.
Neighbourhood Art Studios in South Surrey teaches teens new art techniques, as well as helping them with their portfolios to send into fine arts programs at universities and colleges.
So what can you tell me about the art studio? Like, how long has it been open?
The White Rock location's been open for the last 12 years now. We have a different style of teaching. We don't teach how to paint by numbers. Like, we work individually with all our students, and as you must have noticed, like, everyone's working on a different project, different medium. They just come in and tell us this is what they want to learn, and we kind of work, you know, what they want to do. So it's not that everyone's just copying one painting and, you know, going out with the same painting. So we enhance on their skill on whatever they want to learn.
With 2 locations in South Surrey and Langley, Neighbourhood Art Studio is unique that it offers individualized art instruction.
This is a body of students. They come every Saturday. I've had a lot of them here for several years. Some of them are a little newer. Basically, we have projects that they've all agreed to work on together. You can see everybody's working on different mediums. They're all different age groups too. So my role as an instructor is to basically work as a coach, a mentor, tutor, working one-on-one with each student. They've all got different skill levels and different abilities. So I kind of have to tailor my instruction to meet each of these students' needs. And so we got, as you can see, we got some painting. We got some students learning how to do portraits here. We got some students that are doing sort of like fantasy graphic art, and some other students over here that are working on their projects as well.
So you may be wondering, can everyone do art?
As long as you want to learn how to draw and paint, someone who's not motivated, then it's hard, but we can teach all the ages, an 80-year-old, a 4-year-old, so yes, we can teach everyone how to draw and paint, as long as you're passionate about learning art. Art is important for everyone. Like, it just stimulates your brain and helps you with creativity, helps children in problem-solving skills, and overall, it just enhances your performance in any profession or anything that you're doing with children, even in their academics at school.
The teachers at the Neighbourhood Art Studio are very encouraging and ensure that the students are being challenged and keep progressing.
I love the teaching I get here. I love the feedback. I look at how I've improved over the years. I've made so many friends while I've been here. I just love it so much.
So while you've been here, what have you learned?
I personally never did portraits until I came here. I started learning how to do portraits of people. I learned techniques on how to do noses and eyes in certain areas in a person's face.
Do you have any art inspirations?
Absolutely. Christina Webb is one of my favorite artists. She is amazing. I look at her art and I find inspirations through her.
I've learned how to draw portraits and draw realistically. So I used to just draw cartoons, but now I can draw like very realistic things and people can tell what they are straight away.
So how have you improved from your first kind of cartoon drawings?
Now I can draw anatomy properly and I know how to use proportions. I now know how to draw hair and make things look 3D and very realistic.
Do you have any art that you're especially proud of?
Well, I actually have this one here I'm quite proud of. It's of Katniss Everdeen, and I'm very proud of it because it's the first portrait I did that really turned out, and people come in here all the time and say, oh yeah, that's Katniss.
A big thanks to the Neighbourhood Art Studios for helping me realize that maybe I'm a little more artistic than I thought. This is Ben signing out for Gen Y.
With all the cuts in schools in the fine arts area, it's really nice to know that there's places like the Neighbourhood Art School.
So true. Next, Lindsey met with Susie Langgold, where she learned that being a mean girl is just not right.
Being a teenage girl today is without a doubt a challenge. Today we bring you an amazing empowering program called Unleashing Your Strong Girl, where young girls learn that you don't have to be mean to be strong.
Strong Girls is a program that really provides an opportunity for girls to be empowered in a community of strong girls where they're able to look at their strengths and see the strengths in others. And really it's to provide an opportunity where girls can be seen and heard for who they are.
Social media has made life easier, but has also made life much more complicated and problematic.
90% of us check our iPhones and smartphones before we actually have human connection in the morning. Bullying now is different. I feel like there's a level 1, which is person to person, but now it's become so much more complex now as you move into level 2, which is technology and Facebook and Instagram and likes.
Parents also play a crucial role in the self-esteem of their girls.
The relationship between the parents and the teens is the most important. So we want our teens looking towards our parents and not towards peers. One of the #1 things that teens say to me is that my parents don't understand me. And really, when teens are speaking, we as parents need to stop everything and just really listen and not try and problem solve, not try and help out in the moment, but simply listen to what they are saying or where they're at in the moment.
There are things that can be done to reduce the mean girl attitude.
In situations where girls are being mean to other girls, there really is power in numbers. And when you're standing beside a mean girl and there's other girls over there, you're really giving somebody the power to actually, and all it takes courage and it is a risk, but really to move yourself in any other place actually diminishes a piece of that power. You don't have to say anything, you can literally just move. And that will make a difference.
Listening to your inner voice is key.
What are some of the things that you do not to engage in the mean girl behavior?
Well, I try to stay out of, as best as I can, stay out of the situations that involve the people that are more likely to bring up those kind of things. I just try to stay in a spot where I'm not taking sides. If someone needs to be helped, I'll help them, but I'm more staying neutral and listening to that inner voice that's saying, you shouldn't be getting a part of this, you know the right thing to do and don't get involved. Today I learned that it is much easier than you think to be a part of the solution rather than the problem. And remember, you don't have to be mean to be strong. If you'd like more information about Strong Girls, visit Susie's website. Or if you'd like more resources about counseling, visit the Wishing Star. This is Lindsay signing out for Gen Y. I really enjoyed learning about the importance of being strong and not mean.
Yes, I agree. Stay tuned because after the break, we'll let you know how you can get in touch with us about your story ideas. Also after the break, learning skills that will help you make a difference.
The essence of this conference is allowing youth to come together. I want to leave a legacy.
Gen Y will be right back.
Today's generation of young people spend the least amount of time outside of any generation in human history. We need to have children out, we need to have people out in order to see the world around that allows us to live. I think something like the Sea to Sky Trail is the epitome of what we need to get people back out into the real world, to see nature as it can be, and something that we are a part of and that we must fight to protect.
Dear Children's Wish Foundation of Canada, thank you for sending me Rory the Lion. That means I'm going to get my wish, and that makes me really, really happy. Yesterday he was sad, but I told him it's okay, Rory, only 2 more needles until my wish. I will send you pictures from the top of the Rocky Mountains. Love, Emily.
Imagine the difference a wish can make. Click on childrenswish.ca and give today.
Welcome back to Gen Y. We're coming to you from Elgin Park Secondary School in South Surrey. And Helen, I'm always amazed at how many dedicated teens there are out there.
Yes, it is truly inspiring, and our next story is a perfect example.
Next, we have the Surrey Leadership Action Conference, where teens come together and connect and learn new skills about how to become better leaders in their communities and their schools.
Are you inspired to take action? Yes!
While there are many teens who would opt to relax on the weekend, today we are going to meet over 100 inspiring and dedicated youth at the Surrey Leadership Action Conference.
But I moved to Canada last year, so I've been here for a year.
It's such an amazing and inspiring energy here. Can you tell us what's happening?
What I believe the essence of this conference is allowing youth to come together and congregate and work together with other like-minded youth to solve issues they think that are big issues to tackle in our society, and especially in Surrey.
It's a bunch of like-minded youth coming together and to work in collaboration and build skills through friendships and workshops, and maybe get the opportunities and resources to make their own projects.
I felt it's important to give back to my community. It just makes you a better person overall.
I like to do a lot of volunteering. I had a lot of my own organizations that I started up, but I realized that there's a lot of other people that have amazing ideas that they can share, and I think if we give every youth an opportunity, you'll be amazed by the things they come up with.
The youth had many memorable and exciting highlights from the weekend.
I find just the amazing turnout of kids, that diversity, and just how their attitude, they want to be the change they see in the world.
I love seeing when they first came into their family groups, they were all so happy, so excited. I had 14 people in my group, and only 2 of the girls knew each other. And then an hour later, everyone was together, and I couldn't get them to stop talking. And that's how amazing it was that they're so connected, and they had brilliant ideas that they were ready to put out there, and they're just really excited.
Why did you decide to join this event?
Mainly because everybody's here because they want to be, and there aren't no slackers. So it's a great atmosphere here, and everybody's so welcoming.
And I was like, oh, it's a great opportunity to get away for the weekend. And also when I got here, and I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's so welcoming. I like these people, they're really nice. And then plus on top of that, getting to actually involve around our community and knowing what we can change and stuff, it's a bonus.
It was a chance to get involved in our community and also have a say in what goes on and different reasons like leadership and arts.
The workshops weren't all about just sitting and listening. Can you tell us what the idea wall is?
Yeah, so the idea wall is right behind me. Basically what happens is they get post-it notes and maybe pieces of paper, and they can, on that large box right back there, they can take post-it notes and write down something that they want to change.
Can you tell us a little bit about the workshop that we saw you in today?
Well, it was about how we can sort of communicate with our environment and turn it into a better place.
Minority. You look at all these things.
The workshop was focused on violence, and violence in terms of youth specifically. So in the workshop, we played lots of games, and we especially came up with a brainstorm of various types of violence through all 5 senses.
So tell us why you enjoyed working with the clay today.
I liked it because it was a very hands-on activity. And we got to create something that we didn't think we could create, and we got to work with people that we didn't know, we could be close with, and we all got to work together and create something that was really amazing, sort of.
What was it like to spend the whole weekend here?
It was really great because we got here, we kind of chilled, and then there was a lounge, and we just all played games, and then we were like, oh, we don't have enough people for this game. Do you want to play with us? And then we just kind of got to know everybody, and then even we slept over here, and then which was nice, having it's like a camp, basically like a summer camp.
I hope the youth here that are attending pursue their passions, make the changes they want in Surrey and in our society, and just make our community just a better place to be.
The teens will definitely be taking away great lessons and messages from this weekend.
I think they're definitely making a difference in the community, and also leaving this conference you'd have a lot more friends and you learn about a lot more opportunities that are offered in the community that I had no idea about before, like the Arts Council I didn't know we had, and there's a place for youth to discuss things that go on in the community and arts events.
I hope that I don't end this here, I go beyond it, and then even how we learned from Love BC about violence, look around in my school, if I see somebody lonely, maybe just go up to them and say hi, and then not to stay in my own comfort zone, maybe go out more and interact with others.
The main thing I want to take away is we are going to be doing action projects, and I want to leave a legacy. I want to change something that I don't like in the community and feel like I've been successful. I just want to positively influence our community in some way.
If you feel inspired after meeting these amazing teens, then check out their website and follow them on Twitter. This is Helen signing out for Gen Y. And don't forget...
We have action projects. I hope the youth pursue their action projects. And
It's really nice to see teens taking action and really having fun in the process. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Gen Y.
We welcome your feedback. If there's a story that you would like to see or any ideas for the show, then please email us at the address below.
And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for our past shows.
For Gen Y,
I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Helen. Thanks for watching.
Gen Y is brought to you by Options Community Services.
I really enjoyed doing that story because I learned exactly what anxiety is. Stay tuned because after the break, we'll
do our line right.